I'll start off. How fun is it to have Marshawn Lynch here? You don't have that every day.
Man, I mean, what a surprise. Just really grateful. You know, he's from the Bay. He claims the Bay. So just excited. Huge fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, his mentality, his toughness. You know, he's just like, can't say what he's hilarious, but we just like his mentality, his toughness, right? So he calls it trucking, and I'm like, what's trucking? And he's like, oh man, and he just starts laughing. I'll let him, if he comes to interview with y'all, I'll let him explain. But no, just his mentality. I want our girls to be up here to just take a little dose of it, because he's just like, we play football, and I'm like, have you seen the physicality that we have in a game? So hopefully he can come tomorrow. But the girls, they obviously are huge fans. Maybe, you know, because we put some of y'all. No, I'm just kidding. No.
She said that you and
I'm kidding. I love to just jab now that we have this open.
We haven't even got the video yet.
Huh? Oh, it's coming. Yeah, be patient.
When you have everyone healthy, like how much does that change practices, just kind of being able to run more sets and everything?
Yes, that is actually what we can do now, is be a little bit more creative when we have everyone. We know everyone's strengths. So now it's really fun to say, hey, a couple of these plays can go here, a couple of these plays could go with this unit.
Mm-hmm.
So the creativity comes to life. But at the end of the day, too, we just want to stay back with our principles, taking quality shots over anything.
Veronica was just here talking about how in part of evaluating how you guys have been doing defensively is just taking into account that everyone around the league is getting used to how things have been played.
Yep.
How much an adjustment has that been? How are you guys kind of working on that?
Yeah, because I think every game requires a different temperament too, with the rest of how tight they're calling it, because they're human. They're human. So with that human being aspect, it's like everyone sees it different. So we stress today, like high hands. We're not going to put them in bonus. That is definitely one of our keys tomorrow. Like, we want them to earn their shots to shoot over us rather than they get 29 free shots at the line. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you know, we helped the situation. So tomorrow we're just going to be really smart. We're going to be really disciplined. You're going to see us. I told them to go to sleep like this. I sleep like that, to be honest. I told him literally, go to sleep like that. Keep your hands tight. No, because it's a muscle memory. Again, we were introduced to rules, so we want to make sure that we're also doing our part, you know, as a team, to make sure we obey the rules.
See Mo last week, and he gets her homecoming. What's that moment?
It's just really special. I actually ran into her on the streets, so just really, really special that I got to see her. She goes to her normal spot, so ran into her. Just excited, obviously. And then when we got to see her in Indiana, you know, just missed her, and I asked her, "Do you have your spots yet?" She's like, "I'm still finding them." So she just loves being here. And they got here a couple days early, so it was good for her to be back.
What do you like about having Chip come off the bench? Because she's someone who starts on a lot of teams in this league. She comes in and just provides offense. Like, how much does that help you guys when you can bring her in against Veronica?
Yeah, it's just kind of like instant offense, you know, having another firepower. Obviously, she's really quick, but also she's super patient.
Yeah.
So Tip can mix it up with, you know, scoring at all three levels. You saw her shoot the three, you know, in ISO situation. She can play in pick and roll. I don't know if you guys saw the last Connecticut game. She did a great job just facilitating, and she dropped that one pass to LA. I've never seen her do that. So it was nice to see that, you know, in a game. The timing of that type of pass was critical. So her just understanding where she could take advantages in the situations that we played.
What about, it looked like a lot of times against Kaitlyn, the first game you guys picked up 94 feet. I'm just curious, what kind of things do you try to do when you pick up 94 feet to give different?
Well, because she does a heavy load to pretty much of the offense. So again, you just want to put a lot of different bodies on her, because she can shoot from like half court. Like, you just got to make sure we're aware. So just more awareness for us.
And we talked a lot about kind of how Gabby changes the game defensively, but like, what about having, you know, a healthy Matt, or having Tia at center, or LA playing in first, just kind of change what you're able to do?
Yeah, just making sure we're just being as disruptive as possible. But on top of that, we got to execute the game plan. We just did not do that versus the first time against Indiana. I thought we did maybe half of the game versus Connecticut, so we're just still not even close to where we should be. When we watch the film back, they're just like, wow, we made so many game plan mistakes that we know we're like out of the bottom tier of what we actually could be. So the fact that we're owning those, because no matter what, you have great defenders, but you got to understand the game plan.
With a team like Indiana that likes to get on transition, has a point guard like Kaitlyn that will throw those kind of full court passes, how do you balance crashing
crashing the boards while also like getting back in transition and stop at fast break?
Yeah, so game to game, that's part of the game planning is just intentional crashing on what teams do in terms of countering it. So it's just more of intentional in terms of how many people, location. We also are putting that into effect.
That's like
Yeah. Y'all should interview him.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Oh, Veronica, I'm curious, like from working with Kaitlyn last year, seeing her now, how have you just kind of seen her develop?
Yeah, a lot of different ways. I spent a lot of time with her in the off season too when we were out here, and just her aggression. I think it's also hard to come in as a rookie point guard. I think knowing the balance between facilitating and playmaking, and then looking for your own shot. And so I think she's really figured that out. Again, experience goes a long way, and so but it's been really cool to see her evolve.
Just from the outside, it seems like her work ethic is just incredible. It seems like she's always kind of like the last one out here. Is that something that you've noticed in her?
For sure. I think she's always in the gym. She's one that's always trying to get extra reps in, asks questions, is a really student of the game too. So it's not surprising, like her league.
Going into Indiana, is there anything that you guys could take from guarding Kaitlyn Clark last year that you guys could use, defending her tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, just being intentional about what we do, being intentional about where she likes her shots. Last year is last year. I think you can watch the film, but at the end of the day, like watching this year and her other games and where she's been successful, and just following our game plan.
You got to see Mo in Indiana, but what do you think that moment's gonna be like back here?
It's gonna be awesome. Mo's the best. The fans love Mo, as they should. I think it'll be a special moment for her. And yeah, it's always good to see Mo.
Natalie said the second half of the game against Indiana last week, they got really physical with you guys, and that sort of what changed the game. I'm curious, how do you try to bring that physicality from the start to the end?
Yeah, it's a tough balance because we also sent them to the free throw line a lot. So I think understanding where and when to be physical, and then where to, keep our hands off and not get a lot of fouls called on us, and just being really smart with that. And then not letting anyone's physicality disrupt us. I think that's a big thing, is just taking it and then not getting caught up with the refs, not getting caught up in other things. Like, if it's a physical game, it's a physical game. We take it. We find a way to be successful with that. If it's not, they're calling it tight, then we need to find a way to be successful with that.
When you guys go to these small ball lineups, how do you balance rebounding as a guard while also trying to get out in transition?
Yeah, I think that's something that I've even been talking about. I think I can be a much better rebounder. Understanding that we do need to box out. We're going to be the smallest team majority of the time, even in our bigger lineups. And so boxing out, helping out our bigs. If it's any loose balls, any long rebounds, like that's on our guards and that's on me. And, it's easier to get to transition when I do rebound the ball. And so being super intentional about that. And we always talk about it takes an extra effort. Like, I think it's easy to just watch the ball go, but we have to be super focused on that.
When you guys look at yourselves, six games, how do you kind of evaluate how satisfied you are with where you're at right now? And what are some of the things that Natalie's really working on to continue to improve?
Yeah, definitely not satisfied. I think certain games we really bring it, and certain games are really smart. And again, I think it's still everyone in the league is kind of navigating how the game is being called, and so getting that understanding, and even if it's a quarter by quarter basis, like understanding how the game is being called, and where we can be handsy, where we cannot be handsy, and where if we are in the bonus early, like being really disciplined in that. And then just our intensity right off the bat. I think some games we start off really focused on our game plan and really executing it to a high level, and then other games we don't. And so that's an area that we're definitely trying to improve.
What are the pros and cons to playing the Fever so close together?
Not necessarily just the Fever. I think pros and cons playing any team close together is you learn a lot from the previous game. Obviously, we're both familiar with each other. There's really accurate game film that we can just watch in terms of tendencies, in terms of playbook, in terms of scout, what worked, what didn't work. And so whenever you play a team, you have the chance to play them the next week. Like, I think there's a lot to take away from that.